Welcome to the Shift into Overflow podcast with me, your host, Amber Elliott, founder of Amber Elliott Coaching. Today, I'm really excited to jump in because I am diving into what the word manifestation means. You hear it everywhere. Everybody uses it. It's often just considered to be when you're manifesting, you're visualizing and you get what you want. Now we're starting to see people diving in deeper and realizing there's more to the process than that. But still, a lot of people, especially if you're new to the manifestation world, we think that it is enough just to visualize it or enough just to want it. And that is false. So, to start off, manifestation is literally just creation. We all have the abilities to create. We are all little sources that come down back to earth. Our soul is little parts of source, and we each have the potential to create whatever we want. The problem is the world doesn't teach us how to use our powers, how to create. And oftentimes, most of the time, we are intentionally not taught how powerful we actually are, how to waken up our intuitive gifts, how to actually create in this life. And that is very much intentional because the people in power want to stay in power. There's a lot of people out there that are intentionally not letting other people in on the knowledge that they have and trying to hide it because they fear that with other people having this knowledge, that possesses a threat to them. But these people are in scarcity mindset. The truth is we can all have everything that we want. It is in our soul contract and is in our higher self's plan for us to live a life of greatness. We all have individual gifts to bring to this world that nobody else can replicate, and there is enough for everybody to go around. For everything to go around to everybody. So, what manifestation really is creation. It's waking up our abilities to actually create in this life. And how we create is through using our intuition. When we can tap into our intuition, we can quite literally create whatever we want. Now, there is a caveat here because we also don't want to end up in soul jail. So everything that we do create has to be run by our soul and our higher self. There is ways to negotiate with our soul and higher self if you are seeking actually a trained intuitive that knows how to negotiate for you or knows how to train you on how to negotiate. That is very beneficial, but we don't want to end up in soul jail. So if we are creating something that our soul does not want us to do, our higher self did not plan for, and we have not negotiated, we could very much end up in soul jail. But we do have that ability to create whatever we want. The great thing about intuition too is we can speed up those timelines. So if you were meant to be a millionaire when you were 40, you were meant to be a millionaire. You were going to sign up some book deals. You were going to have some course pop off. There was something that was going to lead you to being a millionaire. We could actually see how you could speed up that timeline. Again, it has to be okayed with the soul and the higher self. And timelines do require you to actually do work. So you have to learn lessons quicker, and you have to learn how to reprogram your beliefs and reprogram your mind, which those are the same thing, just a different way to say it. And you have to take the right actions to actually be able to speed up that timeline. It's not just like you blink and then you're on a new timeline. And that's the same with creation. So bringing it back to manifestation, it is not just sitting on your couch all day and expecting whatever you want in life to come to you. It is, we actually have to create with those energetic and the physical components. So we actually have to reprogram our brain. We actually have to believe that it is possible for us. We actually have to project out the right frequencies to attract what we want in this life. And we also have to take the right aligned physical actions. So that could be like you get an offer, or you have this pull to go out to this event, and at that event you meet somebody who then literally gives you $1 million idea or has an opportunity for you. Those are taking those aligned actions, and you actually have to act on that opportunity. You have to go out and you have to create that $1 million idea. It's not as simple as just visualizing. So in my work, you won't hear me talk too much about vision boards or affirmations unless I am telling you that that is not going to work unless you pair it with something else. And that is very true. You cannot just create a vision board and then have that life pop up into your reality. And that's what a lot of people aren't telling you. You actually need to reprogram your brain, and you'll need to take the right aligned actions. So you can definitely, if you like a vision board, use a vision board, but know that that vision board is only a small tool in the entire process, and it is only working with the conscious brain. You need other tools to implement to actually get deeper. And then if we're talking about affirmations, affirmations target the conscious brain. Your conscious brain is only responsible for 4% of what you create in this life. Everything else is the subconscious. So if we are only targeting the conscious brain, whatever affirmations you are using are only targeting 4% of your reality. Obviously, you want more than that because you actually want to create what you want in life. And that's where brain reprogramming statements come in. So as a trained intuitive myself, I actually look at what beliefs need to be reprogrammed in each individual that comes to me for one-on-one sessions. And then I give them brain reprogramming statements that test very high for them. They then implement those statements into their day-to-day life. I teach them how to use them. Therefore, they are targeting their subconscious brain. They are building new neural pathways, and they are actually now going to be on the frequency of what they're desiring at that time. So they're actually going to be able to create. All too often, I hear all the time, especially whenever I use manifestation in anything I do, people want to argue, people want to fight. They want to say that like vision boards do work, affirmations do work, or, I've tried just being like mindful. I've tried just visualizing and it didn't work. And I'm like, yes, because it doesn't. You have to have more components than just what a lot of people put out. And that's why if you're just scrolling across Instagram or TikTok to get to your desires and you're just thinking that you're going to find all the information on there, you're not, because a lot of it is hidden. So a lot of creators are going to be telling you what you want to hear to bring you into their channel, and they're not going to be able to tell you the whole full story there. Anybody that has had success knows that there is more steps than just putting it on a vision board. And if you meet somebody who is teaching and just telling you that it's just a vision board or just affirmations, they're not stressing that you need the energetics and the physical. And they do have a great life. Like you're looking at them and they're like, yeah, I mean, they clearly know how to manifest. They have a great life. Realize that that is not the case most often, because there's also this whole section on soul contracts. And a lot of people have it in their soul contract to get XYZ at this time, or find XYZ, I'll describe it in a different way than XYZ. To find this book that is going to be the missing piece for them to create, but they haven't learned all the creation in this life. Like it was just part of their soul contract. So when you're seeing all these people that got things handed to them at a very young age, or have definitely created their dream life but don't know how to explain it, and like you've tried their stuff, like you've actually tried their stuff. Don't go out there and say, oh, this doesn't work, I tried it for a week. You actually have to commit to trying this, because if we're thinking about reprogramming our brain and building new neural pathways, that takes time. If you have been on the same neural pathway for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, it's not going to take you a week to build a new neural pathway. So give the tools time. A lot of people also want things to be handed to them so easy and effortlessly. And because of our short attention spans, we try something for like 5 minutes and then we give up. Realize if you actually want to change, you have to take radical responsibility. And if you are going to a teacher who is giving you all the tools and you are not implementing those tools, that is on you. That is not on the teacher. And I'm going to be very blunt about that. I am not a coach that is here to tell you what you want to hear. I am a coach to actually help you get to the life that you want. And that requires some harsh realities. So make sure that you are understanding the role that you play in this life and you are taking radical responsibility, because at the end of the day, it is up to you. It is not up to your coach to come over, hold your hand, and help you manifest everything in life. It is up to you to implement the tools, to commit, and to actually realize that you want a better life, and that takes effort, that takes steps, and you were the only one that can do it. There's my little tangent there. But going back to soul contracts, just realize that people do have soul contracts to create stuff in life, and they cannot actually teach you how to replicate it. So it's really important to go to people that actually have processes. And then going back to my rant, you actually have to implement those processes. But I'm going to end it there because I just want you to get a little taste of what manifestation actually is, aka creation. We are all capable of creation. And also get a little taste of why it's so important to train your intuition, because even when you have intuition, you can actually look at other people's soul contracts and be like, oh yeah, they manifested that. Like they actually created that. That is so cool. Or, oh yeah, that was part of their soul contract. They might not have the best information for me. Not saying that they don't still have good information, just realize they might not have the full puzzle, and they might totally think they have the full puzzle because it was part of their soul contract. They manifested something really cool, although it wasn't fully manifesting because it was always meant to be for them at that age, at that stage. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the Shift into Overflow podcast. This is something I really like to talk about. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you're ready to start to actually get on your path, fully train your intuition, manifest your desires, reach out to me. You can book some one-on-one sessions with me, or you can sign up. I have an intuition course coming out very soon. The priority list is out now, so go ahead and click the link below if you want to be a part of that. It's going to be really fun, and it is going to put you into the driver's seat of your own life, have you be your own authority, and be able to create what you want, be able to make decisions with ease and not have to ask everyone around you. So it is pretty freaking cool.